Anna Russo-Sieber runs and operates ARS Arts and Cultural Center out of Benton Harbor, Michigan.
I'm Anna Russo-Sieber, founder and executive director of ARS Gallery Arts and Culture Center, and I do a bit of everything. It started on the foundation of a summer arts camp, and I literally intended to only open this space for 2 weeks, just to try it out, just to see if I could, reach out to the youth in the surrounding area. And I had this sort of idea that if I could bring socially and economically diversely different children together under one arts program to see, if I could do that. And it worked. We had 23 youth from the surrounding community. And I just said to my landlord, hey, I'm not leaving. I'm staying right here. He's like, cool. It can hurt your heart to see kids not have the same opportunities because they don't have the money, So my girlfriends are all writing checks in the beginning. Could you sponsor that child? Could you sponsor that child? Because you still have to buy art materials. You still have to pay the art teachers. There's still a cost to turn on the air conditioning or the heat. So you have to pay for things. In 2014, we became a not-for-profit, and we are considered a community arts center. A small rustic warehouse, but we're a community arts center. I'm proud of it. We've seen, oh my goodness, well over 1,000, probably 1,300 to 1,400 just underserved youth alone. I think it's always been prevalent in our family that culture is highly important. And so that was a very big part of just my upbringing and what seemed important to me. So art and culture made sense. And it's been from the very beginning, like a goal to offer those things. I had a beautiful, lovely opportunity to take 5 women this last October to Italy. We were in Venice to Udine and a few other lovely places. Some nice wine tasting and fabulous food and just lots of art. Here's the problem. Okay, deep down, the big problem is I like way too many things. I love cooking. I love creating art. I love teaching art. I love talking. I love throwing parties and having opening receptions. And I like a lot of things. And I thought, if I'm going to do this, why can't I do what I want? A lot of stuff under one roof. And it seems to make a lot of people happy. And I'm happy about that, So tonight, beginning at 5:30, we have a program that we've done a couple of times before called the Women Empowering Women. And it's where ARS invites thought leaders in the community to come in and speak about whatever they desire. So it's anybody's guess tonight what might happen.
There's nothing I like more than collaborating with other women and hearing their stories. Everybody's journey is different. We can all learn from it. So I'm excited to introduce Tammy.
So Anna just sent me a text saying, hey, I've got this event coming up. Would you like to be a speaker? And we shared a few emails back and forth about what the event was and what the purpose of it was. And it was just very good timing. So I have been at the Krasl Art Center since 2008. And in the last 6 months, I transitioned into the executive director position.
This is about going from being assisting to leading is the idea behind this talk. And I don't have a tight talk to give you. I don't have a tight structure. I've tried to tell this talk in advance out loud in my living room for the past 2 hours, and I just can't decide which way to go.
It's also an unusual shift in that my predecessor, my boss, is now a direct report. She did not leave the organization. She stepped into a new role, and I now manage her.
Well, and I sat down with my boss, Julia Gorley, and I said, Julia, it's time for me to move on. It's time for me to leave the Krasl. And I'd like to do that the next year. And she looked at me and said, well, how about you be the director of the Krasl Art Center? And I was like, are you serious?
I love the idea that the Women Empowering Women gives female leaders a chance to speak with other female professionals and just talk for real about what's going on in our work lives, what those shifts mean to ourselves. They can be challenging, they're rewarding. And I love that opportunity just to have dialogue about our workplace and how it's impacting us and how we're impacting it.
So the idea of taking on the upcoming projects was just super exciting to me still, and allowed me to say that yes, I did want to do this and to mean it, and to release that burnout, to release those feelings of what was sort of holding me back in the first place.
I think the first time I met Anna was at an opening of an exhibition at Krasl Art Center, and our paths have crossed many, many times since then. So we are a small community, and you get to know one another in the arts in this community. I love what Anna's doing here with her gallery and what she does with the youth in Benton Harbor.
Hi everyone, my name is Soraya Pierre Vanderson. If you don't get it right the first time, it's okay. I've heard everything. I'm the president of now the Corwell Health South Foundation. Sounds pretty impressive, doesn't it? Long, fancy title. But you know, really what my business card should say is mother, wife, daughter, granddaughter, friend, caretaker, employee, leader, executive, chauffeur, cook, housekeeper, gardener, pet owner, volunteer, board member, PTSA member, neighbor, and that list goes on and on and on. How many of you can relate to that?
They're very powerful, lovely humans, and they have some pretty big jobs. But it's really inspiring to others to hear them speak that it isn't all that easy. You know, it's a challenge. Like, it isn't easy for me. I want to help my parents right now. They're getting older. You know, I have grandchildren. I want to be with them more. With Tammy and Soraya, same thing. They're trying to balance all of these things.
Me, personally, Anna and ARS were so thrilled to have Soraya speak and Tammy. That was real talk, you guys. That was really
When we have visitors come through the door during open hours, you want to evoke many, many feelings. And I hope they walk away with a bit more knowledge, a bit more understanding of the arts. And I hope they feel like they were really welcomed in. And, you know, sometimes they'll serve coffee or a little Prosecco or something. You know, just make people feel comfortable and welcome.